Wednesday, March 23rd, 2022. You are listening to the Daly Dose Sports Podcast, and I am your host, Clint Daly, coming to you from the Mile High City here in Denver, Colorado, and we are back for another week of talking sports with a dose of common sense. Hey, happy Wednesday to you. Hope your week is going well. Hope you, your family, your friends, you're all staying healthy, you're all staying strong in this time. And yes, we are back here at the Dose from taking a week off for spring break. Yeah, we loaded up. We took off to one of our favorite vacation spots last week. We went back down to Puerto Vallarta, Mexico for a week of rest and relaxation. Just get away from everything. Go to the beach, go to the pool, hang out, and do nothing. The scenery was absolutely breathtaking, and the landscape was nice too. We have been now to a few different places in Mexico, and I'm telling you, if you haven't been, the beaches in Puerto Vallarta are absolutely amazing. The water is warm. Even now in March, the sand is smooth and soft. You can walk down the beach. You're not stepping on rocks. You're not getting a bunch of seaweed and all that. We had an absolutely fantastic time. Just went down there, ate, drank, sat by the pool, walked on the beach, played in the waves with my family. We had an absolutely great time. Now, some of you may remember that we were actually down in Puerto Vallarta when COVID first hit back in 2020. And I'm telling you, it was a little bit weird. People were leaving. It was quieting down. But when we went down there this time, it felt like things were getting more back to normal. The beaches were full. The restaurants were full. Travel was really easy. Everything actually went really, really smoothly. We were watching the first round of the NCAA tournament in a sports bar down there. And if I'm being 100% honest, I may have filled out my March Madness bracket while sitting by the pool, having a drink, only half paying attention. No, I'm not making any excuses. I'm just telling you what happened. We went down there. We did meet some really great people down there. Met some people from North Dakota, some people from Nebraska, California, England. It was a great trip. We had a really, really nice time. It was good to get away, kind of rest, recharge, spend time with my family. But I do have to discuss one kind of odd thing that we did get the joy of experiencing. Got to share this with you listeners. Maybe you can appreciate this. We go down to Mexico. We have a great time. Then, the day before you come home, you have to go get a COVID test at the resort, and then you have to give that to the airline in order to come back to the United States. That's kind of the deal that's in place right now. You can't come into the States, I guess unless you're coming in illegally or something like that, without a negative COVID test. So we go get our tests, we get our results, we send them to the airline, done deal, piece of cake, right? Well, we pack up the day we're leaving, we go to the airport to fly back to Denver. We get on our flight. Pilot comes on, kind of tells flight time, all that kind of stuff, checking everything out. The flight attendant comes on. And he says, hey, settle in for the flight. We're going to have drinks. We're going to have snacks. Here's what the weather's going to be in Denver. And then he says, and we do have the rule that you have to wear your mask over both your mouth and your nose the entire trip. So don't let them slide down because we will report you. Okay, I guess. I mean, we all had to have negative tests to even get on the plane. Everyone on the plane is wearing masks. The cabin air is like triple filtered. And everyone is going to be pulling their mask down to eat or drink anyways. But whatever, you got all excited about that. So go right ahead, I guess. So right after we take off, flight attendant comes back on. This is on a major airline, I might add. We're not flying like one of the minor ones. This is a big one. You know this one. He comes back on. He says the flight's going to be 3 hours. We are getting up to altitude. And also, I better not catch any of you pulling your mask down. Okay. About an hour in, they go through. They hand out their goofy pretzels or peanuts or whatever. They hand out drinks, all that kind of stuff. My man jumps back on the PA system. He says, you can take your mask down to eat or drink, but you better be pulling them back over your nose between bites and sips. And by the way, the fine for refusing to wear your mask is anywhere from $500 to $30,000. And we will enforce that if we need to. Okay, so many things to unpack here. First off, you're not an air marshal. You're a flight attendant. Settle down. Stop trying to bust people. You're not on some sort of a raid. You're a flight attendant. Hand out your pretzels and shut up. Second, obviously, the science involved in all this might be a little subjective. Pull down the mask, take the mask up, eat your peanuts, pull it down, put them back up, take your drink. Like, we're all breathing the same air. It's all filtered. We've all had negative tests. Calm down, but forget all that. The group on our plane is a lazy crowd that has been in Mexico. Everyone is like sunburned. Everyone is sleepy. This isn't like a rowdy, rebellious group of teenagers pulling their masks down and just rebelling against the cause. Everyone's just kind of leaning back and waiting to get home to Denver. But as I put my headphones on and I just leaned back and I went to sleep, I was thinking about this. Maybe you can think about this a little bit too. What is the position with the least amount of true authority where the person acts like they have a ton of power? Because this flight attendant on our flight coming back from Mexico, he was in the running. Like, he thought he actually had some sort of reign over people. He didn't really have any. But like, people that think they have power and actually have zero, who would make your list? Crossing guards? You know, the ones that are working at like the elementary schools, they're yelling at you to move your car, even though you haven't even stopped and dropped your kids off yet. They're already saying, you got to move, you got to get out of here. Maybe they'd be on there. I suppose we could add like small town deputies, like the Barney Fife guy, acting all tough. They really don't have any power. They're cracking down on like speed traps. They're getting you for jaywalking in like a small town. WWE referees, they have zero power. I don't even know why they're there. I don't even know why that is a job. You don't do anything. Come to think of it, NBA refs are kind of the same way. They can't even call traveling. They clearly don't have any power. Let me think. Who would make my list? Act tough. Act like they're powerful. Really don't have any power whatsoever. Oh, you know who it would be? You know who I'm forgetting? The nerds dressed up in Star Wars gear at Raider games. They act tough. We know that they have no power whatsoever as they dress up like C-3PO or whatever. Yeah, they would make our list too. This guy on our flight, though, he was in the running. I don't know what his problem was. I don't know why he thought he had all the power, but he was out of control. If you'd like to contact the show, maybe tell us what dork in your life is telling people what's what. We would love to hear from you. Hit us up on email, dailydosesports@gmail.com, or go over to Twitter or Facebook and find us there. Both of those handles there are at Daily Dose Sports. Maybe you've got a question. Maybe you've got a comment. Maybe you're wondering why your team didn't sign that free agent that you were hoping they would. Drop us a line. We would love to hear what you have to say. Also, make sure you're stopping by dailydosesports.com at least once a week. Maybe 2 or 3 times a week, checking out some of the new articles that are going up over there. I release the Daily Doses on Tuesday. It does usually have a local slant, but we have some things coming for you that you're not going to want to miss. I've got a few local stories that you're going to want to see. In fact, yesterday, I wrote a little bit about the Denver Broncos and the Colorado Rockies and how they seem to be going in such opposite directions. But then we also have our featured columnist, Young Jimmy, who will drop an article on Thursdays. You never know which direction he's going to go, so be sure you're stopping by dailydosesports.com and checking out what is going on over there. Plus, you can always find the video portion over there on YouTube. You can always find a link to the podcast. You can even find some links to some information about the hosts that you might not know. So be sure you're stopping by dailydosesports.com. Plus, you can find a link to the Daily Dose gear over there because we know we're all doing that online shopping. And if you want to go directly to the source and find some Daily Dose gear, just stop by tpublic.com, search Daily Dose. You can find exactly what you need. Got a number of designs over there. Got standard logo gear over there. Got Daily Dose I-Team gear over there. Got a football and basketball design over there as well. But you can pick whatever color you want in a hoodie, a sweatshirt, a t-shirt. They've got a few different quality designs as far as the material that they're using. So make sure you stop by tpublic.com and get the Daily Dose gear that you need in your life. Okay, YouTube. Make sure you go over and you check out the rest of the podcast this week because we have a lot of things to get to. This week on The Dose, we were out for spring break last week. So we have a lot of things to catch up on. The NFL has been absolutely insane with all the movement going on over there. March Madness has been completely unpredictable. And we're going to have a Daily Dose top 5 for you as well. We are looking at some March Madness comebacks. So be sure you go over and you listen to the full podcast. I will leave a link here in the comments on YouTube for you. Hope you all are doing well. I will see you all next Wednesday. Have a great week.